pandemic has brought running events, community running groups and coaching groups to a standstill throughout the world. Race directors and coaches and these community groups have all been searching for ways to keep runners engaged through a range of challenges and virtual online events. One event that popped up recently that Trish and I took part in was the 42.2 kilometre in 42 hours challenge, and that was put together by Shannon and Jo Lum from Sydney in Australia. What's special about this challenge was that Shannon and Jo originally organised it for just their own local running community, but it got out of hand on Facebook and people started sharing it, and within 2 weeks the Facebook page had over 11,000 members worldwide. Recently, Trish and I sat down with Shannon and Jo, and in this first part of a two-part series, we asked them about how the challenge came about, and we get to know them a little bit better.
Good morning, Bean.
Yeah, good. How was your run?
Yeah, good. Yeah, had a run. Took one of the juniors with me, and trying to mix. Each week, I try and run with one of the kids. We do our 1.5 apart, but still trying to connect with the juniors. So keep them engaged in their running, and they get a kick out of having a run with Shannon. So each week, it's been a different one.
How many kids have you got?
Oh, juniors, have close to 30. Then there's about, the rest are made up of adults of all different mixtures. So there'd be 110 in total. I coach from Monday night right through to Sunday. So Friday is the only night or day I have off from coaching, and it's all after hours because we've got our own indoor plants business. So that the run coaching is all passion.
Yeah.
20 years of coaching.
I think always, yeah, it's always been at the heart of what we both do, incorporating our own love of outdoors and running, but bringing others along the way is what ultimately we've just always enjoyed doing. We run track every Wednesday. We do it because we would be running a track session in our program training for something, and it's like anything, it's just like the effect of group training, isn't it? It just comes down to that. It's just better together, better in a group. Let's just get others to hurt with us.
That's right. Yeah.
Just grow a lot from that. I've had the luxury of always working and having a daytime group, and Shannon's always had an evening group. So I've had in our local little area a group of mums or women or just people that have the luxury of work and shifts and get these kids to school, then go and do a track session on a Wednesday. And that's been over 8 years or more now. And then I'm really missing my Wednesday, like, being connected to what you are, where you are, what you do on the days. We all must be like that, right?
It's like going in a shock.
We thought of the challenge literally as just a physical challenge, and just the bare basic of it just being 42.2 is in everyone's mind a hard thing to do, no matter how you break it down in one go, in 3 goes, in 42 goes. If people get attached to that, it's hard. But give them the 42 hours, and then it just opened it up to becoming so achievable, but relative to every single person's physical ability, that individual challenge comes into play. So we just literally thought of it around that and that alone, didn't we? It's just a discussion of, what physical challenge can we do? We're supposed to be in Port Macquarie this weekend doing our own, for us, personal challenge in the Ironman, but we need to challenge ourselves. So
and get the community involved.
Share it. See who else wants to do something that's going to be challenged relative to them.
Yep.
Just that simple. It was a glass of wine, that discussion, and then overnight, okay, make the Facebook group and let's just get a few hundred from our area.
So you started it for your people, didn't you? Really, for your group?
We've got our weekly run groups, and we were giving out challenges each week and just trying to stay connected with either the juniors or those adult runners, and just give out a challenge, something you could do from your house. And then everybody on our little messenger group would check in and they show a photo and what's the next challenge, Shannon? So I'd put one every 2 weeks, and then we were doing it on a Saturday. Jo and I were heading into the weekend, and I said, you know what, I'm going to do 3 sevens. I'll just do the 21K this Saturday. And I went out and did it, and Jo went one way and I went one way, and we got home and we just said, right, there's something in this. I quite enjoyed that. And then
you went from 21 to 42. It just
came back
the next step, isn't it?
It came back. I read an article years ago that less than 3% of people in the world will run a marathon. And I just looked at that and thought, well, that's an incredible stat. Imagine if you're able to get some of these people that we have in our groups running a marathon over 42 hours, but then they get that belief then that oh, actually, I can do this.
Might
And we've
try
already
it.
had so many messages saying, I'm now believing I could go out and have a go at a marathon, which is great because you'll get some of these people now heading to the Gold Coast, heading to Brisbane, heading to other parts of the world, going to do a marathon, that's only got to better them. They've got a goal to chase in the future. So
And you saw that on the Facebook page, all the people saying it was their first time.
there you go, yeah.
Oh.
And without they're not anxious on, as we all know, race day, you get anxious. There's that, oh, will I fail? I mean, it doesn't matter whether you're an elite athlete or just having your first go. I think sometimes you always fall back to, am I on today? Am I going to make a fool of myself? But with this, no one comes last. Start when you like. If you kick off on Friday night and you just weren't feeling that good, I'll start again Saturday. So I think people just had that release of pressure, and you're able to go back to what was the most important thing, is start it from your own front door.
Yeah.
Walk outside, and I don't have to go at 8 o'clock. I can go at 10. I can go at 1.
No Portaloos.
Yeah, that's right. Stop in it. It's just made that sort of run community come together, I think, and then share that experience. And that's what like you just said, Facebook has shown that these people all of a sudden, I would never video myself on my personal page running, but I felt like I was within the community and I wanted to share my experience with people that are runners. Yeah, we're still on cloud nine with how good it was.
So when was the decision to put it out onto Facebook and make it go public, to take it outside of your actual group?
Still stayed a private group. We actually tried to go public, but you can't take it. Once it gets to 5,000, I think it has to stay private. So then the public sees it obviously with you inviting your friends and your run community. But we had only on the Friday night.
I got a message from one of the guys down at the track or somewhere and just said, "Oh, I think you're going to hit 1,000
before breakfast."
Oh gosh, this is actually being shared just within our group quite a lot. I think then you kind of attached and we went, well, why not? Let's see how many can join us. Just to get everyone moving. Just get everyone.
Yeah, if we're struggling in Australia, we know other people are struggling in other parts of the world. And
so then, I think there was we just probably enticed people to share it. Just share it, guys. Just let's get on. Let's get everybody literally involved in this.
Yeah, that's
right. I
right.
got 4 invites just from people here.
So you thought maybe only 1,000 people, and then just kept growing and growing.
Well, initially I said to Joanne, didn't we, that night, I said, if we get 300, this will be awesome. And then I said to Jo, well, maybe we'll hit 5. And then I had a really good friend who is a trail runner, and he wrote to me and said, you'll hit 4,000. And that's when you sort of went, well,
this is really
grow.
It's going on its own.
People were getting excited to be running with other people. I could feel I was running with others, whether it was in my local area or people in Brisbane like yourselves or people over in New York. People say, yes, it was solo, but it just wasn't.
Yeah. You guys probably have a community space with the Running Duck. Even though we've still had those community spaces, we've got one, or myself involved, or we've got one in our local group, and it's about 1,000 women, and we're female only, and it was born out of we really wanted women to run together safely at night. And that little community has been going 5 or 6 years, and just in our local Hills District area. But even though they've still existed through this pandemic and isolation, obviously everything's gone quiet to a degree. You haven't got your group runs, and the activity has just died off, and there's not real much positivity being shared because it just isn't. It's same. All the little individual communities within the running world that we saw too, like Terrigal Trotters had 70 that did it, and ours is called She Runs the Hills, and I know, gosh, I couldn't put a number on it, but we're a really large group just in our where we live area, and you're probably the same, and multiple other communities just messages saying thanks, because our little run group, it's just been quiet. Like people are trying to share and keep each other motivated, but there just hasn't been that uplifting, that euphoric joy, collective joy of doing it, the one thing together and sharing, and lack of events, which those pages normally love to have that spam of when there's been good positive event or achievement of some kind. I think seeing all that being shared amongst all the individual little community run groups happening was really, really awesome.
And not forgetting even take away the runners. I was passing walkers. I was heading down Windsor Road, and I had a guy walk towards me, and he just pointed me out and said, "Oh, saw you on SBS last night. you've got 10,000 people running. And I said, oh, you're doing it? He said, I'm not doing the run, but I'm walking. I started at 6 o'clock this morning. And he said, I would never do anything like this. And I'm now out walking because it's given me something to do today. Now, that guy may then go on to choose to do a 5K, but all of a sudden you've gauged or you've got his interest in an event, and off he went. And I went one way and he kept going his way. And I think that was great that you had walkers out there as well. And even some of the teams we spoke with, mum and dad who weren't runners, said to the kids, well, we'll walk 5K each and you guys can run some 7K runs, and then tomorrow we'll go again and do something different to add up to our 42. So you're engaging families all of a sudden to connect with each other, which is great.
That must have felt really great for you two, particularly to know that you've inspired all these people to do that, like the walker or the families, the kids that we've seen on Facebook. It must be really warming for you two.
Oh, it has been, and I think that's the biggest part. It is for me because I've been lucky enough to compete at different levels, whether it be triathlon or running, and I get obviously chuffed out of what I've achieved. But when you see others do it, and then you see the families doing it together, and we just met one family this morning down at our local park where we ran, and the guy had said to me, he was with his daughter, and he said, look, Shannon, we absolutely loved it. The three of us did it together last weekend, and guess what we're doing today? We're back out doing it again on a smaller scale, but they were out together, the three of them as a family, smiles on their face. So, of course, we get a massive kick out.
And you guys had a good weekend too last weekend, and
thanks to you, yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah, congrats. I watched and I enjoyed the footage you shot. We saw a bit of Brisbane, obviously, along the river, but the weather was spectacular.
Yeah, last Sunday morning was fantastic. We're actually on the Bayside, so that's out towards Manly and Wynnum area.
Yep.
It was nice to actually get back down to the Esplanade. I haven't been down there for a few weeks.
Did you pass many others that were doing the event that you knew of?
Heaps with the bibs on. Everybody had a bib on. I wasn't organised enough to do that, but even on the Friday night, we did an 18K loop to start us off, and we passed 3 runners sort of 8:30, 9 o'clock at night. It was great.
I wasn't expecting that part, that it really would create. Obviously, we saw the creativity through the week, and I was enjoying the lead up of watching people's visual idea of having a race be, but I didn't expect, and I was like you Friday night as well, running along a main road where we live, just because it's lit, didn't expect, and I wasn't even going to wear the bib. I thought the bib was just more a creative space, flat lay online, but then it actually did become over the weekend.
Oh, it was huge.
Like you, and you saw others, go 42er, and it actually made a tangible thing of the event happening. So I personally left mine on all day in the hope I'd see someone else with a bib on.
We actually went online to find other people in our area who we'd seen out and about that we didn't know. It was great. It was really sort of brought everybody together. It was good.
Just with the 42.2 in 42 was their catch line on the Strava, and there was a lot in Brisbane who did it.
Awesome. Yeah, I think there was just over 5,000 on that Strava group alone that we had. So you could sort of look at other people's maps and see how they did it and where they did it and what country they were doing it, which again was something that obviously we've never had before, being a virtual run that's gone worldwide. But you can sort of say, look at this person in Italy and look at this person
I haven't even
in
had
the
a chance
UK.
to start looking at that yet. I've just created these spaces and then watched it explode, but just knew that, let's create a space. At least we can go back after and, like you say, look at the geographical thing or look at the pictures and the place and the maps of where people ran. But I just haven't yet had a chance to really just drill into it and read it as a story as such.
It's mind-blowing. It's actually reading everyone's journey. It's quite incredible because, let's face it, everyone's got a story, and you sort of see all these different stories, and I think that's what grabbed me with this event is that you're all of a sudden doing something with people from all around the world, and people are doing it in a different area. And when you do a city to surf, you're in the city to surf, you do the Gold Coast Marathon, you're all on that one course, but sharing this other people from other areas, I just think it's
courses,
something totally different, and we probably hadn't even thought about it.
So when did all the other medals and shirts and all the merchandise side of things kick in? Because obviously when you first started, it wasn't anything like this that was going into.
I'll let Joanne answer.
Do you want to answer shall I answer the question of when he rang me to say we're going to do a shirt? We might know what my initial response was.
I can imagine.
That was born, I think, 48 hours I started investigating investigating what's a shop front. We're gonna have to deliver a shirt now. It's just gotten to that point, and if we don't, someone else will make up one and deliver one. So let's do it. And we were really grateful for the help we had of designers, and we just got in touch with Sam from Australian Trophies. I got
yeah,
Sam. Everything
Trophies.
happened so quick. She's an Aussie. She's up your way
in Queensland.
She did an amazing job. Just nailed the medal design first go, and
she reached out to us too. Like Sam
it was being talked about on the page.
She was doing the event herself, and she said, "Look, guys, can I assist with the medal?" And we thought, well, there you go. That's helping a business that is struggling, obviously, with no events on. So she's not selling any trophies, and we felt, again, it's that feel good, isn't it? We felt good we were able to help an Australian business supply the timber medal.
Just a very quick lesson in e-commerce and launch a storefront.
Sleepless nights.
Deliver to Oz and internationally, and I just hope everybody's patient with me as we've collected all the orders. We've dealt with 3 different suppliers, 2 different graphic design concepts in lanyard, medal, and a shirt. We'll get there.
It was happening on the run. I mean, we woke up 3:30 one morning, and I said to Joanne, "Oh, there's something wrong." She said, "What do you mean?" I said, "It's been playing on my mind. The multi-orders that we were getting, or multi-item orders from America, you'd have people ordering 10 shirts and 10 medals in one go, but we hadn't even learned how to adjust the postage because the shop we were using, it was just per item. So all of a sudden, someone's buying 20 products at one price. We had to get up at 3:30 in the morning, and we're changing it on the run because people are ordering. And anyway, we learned, and it's.
I think at the end of it is, I think people realised we were scrambling there. We were just wanting to deliver something that was a nice memento. It just stamped a nice positive feel good during this time that's going to go on for a while yet. I mean, I think you guys up in Queensland might come out of it a bit sooner. I think us here in New South Wales might be
a bit longer,
a little bit behind, but certainly looking at it across the world, they're going to be months and months of this. So the long-term effects of isolation and pandemic is going to go on for some time yet. So just have a little memento and a shirt, just remembering that one weekend is I know in a year's time, everyone will go that did order one and get hold of a shirt or a medal. So I remember that weekend. That was
we'll
really
remember
cool.
this time in our life.
That was
I bet you will.
We won't forget it anytime soon. But having said that, like, I can give you those little issues we have, obviously, but still, you know what? I wouldn't change a thing. I'd do it again. And you know what? I'd do it for 20,000 people.
So guys, that ends the first part of the series with Shannon and Jo. Part 2 will drop in the next couple of days, and we speak to Shannon and Jo about the new 42 challenge that's coming up in June, and also what they're looking forward to most when we're allowed to get back to normality after the coronavirus pandemic. So don't miss that one, guys. Thanks for watching, and catch that next video.